Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Kestrel. You can get the blueprint for the Kestrel from the market for 20,000 credits, and to build it you're gonna have to put in additional 15,000 credits, 8 Morphics, 4,800 ferrite, 5,000 nanospores, and 4,000 salvage. The Kestrel is a glaive that doesn't have a mastery rank requirement, and it does primarily impact damage. It has pretty bad crit and status of only 10% with a standard 2x crit multiplier, and it has alright attack speed of 1.08 with very short range of 1.2, though this doesn't really matter since it's a glaive and you can throw it. Now when you throw the Kestrel, the stats do get a little bit better, especially if you do a fully charged throw, at which point you have a 14% crit and status chance, a 2.2x crit multiplier, you do more than twice the damage, and when you detonate it with a heavy attack, you will do up to 504 blast damage in a 4-meter radius. Also, the forced proc on the Kestrel's heavy attack is impact, which isn't all that helpful, and finally the Kestrel's slam attacks do magnetic damage. Now the Kestrel, as a glaive, has access to many throne-specific mods that augment its throw, stuff like power throw, which gives you punch through and stacking throw damage, volatile rebound, which gives you explosions as the glaive bounces around, or volatile quick return, which gives you a big explosion but also removes all of the bounces. And because of this, there are kind of like 3 build archetypes that you can use with a glaive. If you're a new player and you're just starting out with this, just put on whatever kind of damage you have, and if you want the glaive to bounce around, you can use the rebound mod before you get some of the fancier volatile ones. This is honestly not that fun because glaives without proper mods are fairly sluggish, but they can provide you with great early game damage if you use their heavy attack. So you throw the glaive, or you even do a charged throw, and then you press the heavy attack button to detonate the glaive mid-air. Then as you progress through the game, you get some of the better, fancier mods, and you figure out which playstyle you prefer. You can build into one of the 3 big builds. Those being the quick return build, which focuses on heavy attacks and has by far the best damage potential of the 3, especially if the glaive you're using has a good forced proc on its heavy attack. Then we have the rebound build, which focuses on throwing the glaive and letting it bounce around. This one is generally better for low level stuff because it has much better clear potential, but the damage isn't as good. And then we have a more standard melee setup where you don't throw the glaive at all and you just use light attacks and combos from the stance. I would very much recommend against this one because glaives in full melee are janky as hell because their combos break since the game isn't quite sure whether you want to throw it or not like half the time you press the attack button. Now the Kestrel also has access to the entropy flight mod, which gives you 140% projectile speed and the entropy effect, which once you gather enough affinity will explode, dealing 1000 magnetic damage to all enemies within 25 meters. But even this can't save the Kestrel because, like most things about it, it's pretty bad. So if you're a new player and you want to try out glaives, don't get the Kestrel, do the Deadlock Protocol quest and get yourself the Zoris instead.